Hello, world. Warmest welcome to the 44th episode of Inspiring Millions Show. This is the show where we celebrate brilliant minds from around the world who share with us their story, one story at a time. Ready to get into volunteering? Today, our featured guest is Mr. Stephen Nah, volunteer and coordinator of Service Civil International Malaysia. He will share his inspiring story with us in a short while. Thank you for joining us live or in replay. I'm Vivandrada O'Flynn, your host and Global Media Relations of World Humanitarian Drive. World Humanitarian Drive, also known as WHD, is an international NGO founded in Croydon, UK, by British Indian global peace activist, entrepreneur, writer, Dr. Abdul Basit Saeed. The primary vision of WHD is to promote peace, education, and trade harmony initiatives globally among everyone across the world, regardless of race, gender, religion, or nationality, living as one family. WHD is striving for humanity. This Inspiring Millions Show is your show. As always, we encourage you to engage and interact with us. Please help us spread inspiration to the world by sharing this link. Put your questions that you would like to ask our guest, Mr. Stephen Nah, greetings or comments that you have for us in the comments box. We would love to read them later on in the show. Let us also know where you are watching this. Wherever you are in the world, let us keep you company and brighten your day as we share peace, love, and goodwill. Happy December! It's the last month of the year 2021. Today is International Day for Persons with Disability. On Sunday is International Volunteer Day. Our featured guest in today's Inspiring Millions Show is Mr. Stephen Nah, who is a volunteer, follower, supporter, facilitator, and social activist of Service Civil International, or SCI Malaysia. SCI Malaysia believes that all people are capable of living together with mutual respect and without violence. Let us get to know more about SCI from the International Coordinator of SCI Malaysia. Let us all welcome Mr. Stephen Nah. Selamat datang, terima kasih. Welcome and thank you for being with us here today. How are you today, Mr. Stephen Nah?
Well, good, very good. The weather is pleasant, and we even have a public holiday. so it's a lovely day.
What's a public holiday today, Mr. Stephen Nah?
Well, our Kuala Lumpur team won the national football, and this is the first time they won in the last 32 years. So it's something, a breakthrough for them. So they're very, very happy for their heroes. Okay.
Wow, congratulations to Kuala Lumpur. So before we start, WHD would like to thank Professor Data Dr. GP Doraisamy, Secretary General of WHD Malaysia, for arranging this discussion. So we have a virtual audience watching from different parts of the world. Could you please give us a brief story about you?
Okay, me. Okay, right. Thank you, Viva. I have really a privilege and honor to be in your show. I'll briefly give my background, my education and family and working. Personally, I'm 70 years old now with white hair, and my name is Stephen Nah. And since I stopped dyeing my hair, people start calling me Uncle Stephen. so it's shorter. I'm an average Malaysian Chinese, born in the 50s, whereby there was no internet. We travel by bicycle and by buses and train and by ship. I'm neither, honestly, as I started, neither rich nor poor. I have a house, I have some car, some savings, so it's quite comfortable with my children. I'm generally healthy and COVID-free. I'm also generally positive, optimistic, And I think I'm a quite a lucky person, and happy. That's most important. And I have many friends, young and old, and I don't remember having any enemies. And I enjoy my simple life. This is my personal thing. Coming to the education level, I had my education in the English medium. I am a slightly above average student. However, there's one subject which I can never pass. Looking back, I think it is a blessing. It's a blessing in a way. First, I can empathize with people now. If they said, I study, but I cannot go into my head because I really studied and then that thing just couldn't go into my head. So when people couldn't do anything, I'm normally quite empathetic to them. So that is a very good and humbling kind of thing. And second thing, and because of that, I couldn't go into the university. So I had to start work. So that in itself also is a blessing, because by the time my friends who graduated from the university come out, I'm earning as much as them. Right? So in a way, things that may turn out bad, but we can always look at it from a positive point of view and be happy with it. Family. I come from a small Chinese family. I'm married to my long-time Malay girlfriend. And we have started what they call an integrated Malaysian family. From young, my two children join us in all our social and voluntary kind of activities. So they are very helpful to me. Sometimes like my son did help me in the first web page, and then my daughter would help me in the graphic design and so forth. So they are very, very participative and helpful. Then now I have 4 grandchildren. It's lovely to have grandchildren because it's something like a gift from heaven. And each time whenever they come to my place, we really, really have fun with them. So this is the kind of joy that I have in the family. And a career, I was lucky. I said I started work early and I joined the semiconductor industry. And at that time, actually something new. We haven't heard what is the semiconductor industry in the 1970s. It's just booming in US and Japan. And then we grew up to be the 3rd largest semiconductor company in the world. And it has helped inside the GDP for Malaysia. Though I did not get to go to U, but because of my extracurricular activities and other things, I managed to get a job as a junior executive. And grew with the company. So I was lucky. And my company grew. And by the time when I was leaving, they have about 4,000 or 5,000 people. And I was involved in the companies, TQM, total quality management, team building activities, 5S quality kind of thing and so forth. So I was lucky. And I actually look forward to going to work and meet all these wonderful people in my office. So that is basically my career, my family, and my educational background.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Mr. Stephen. So my next question is, what are the voluntary social service organizations that you were involved in, and which social organization are you involved at the moment? And also, if you could please identify some of the activities that those organizations performed in Malaysia.
You see, this is an interesting and a leading question. Okay? Because when should we start getting involved in these voluntary activities? We should start it young. We should start it when we are in school. Okay? And that is one of the best opportunity to start. So when I was in school, I was involved in the school agricultural club. And in fact, we were one of those first school to start the agricultural club in the 1960, 64, 65. And I was the president. And we had started gardening in the school, and then we organized exhibitions for the students to expose to them all the kind of things relating to agriculture. Then I played a lot of games in school. Okay? Not very good in most of the game, but in terms of athletics, I'm quite okay. Okay? So I represent the school, right, in a hop, step, and jump, pole vault, and hurdles. These are the, the sports many people doesn't like to go into because it's quite difficult. And it's easy, therefore, to get placement if you go there. So I was involved in this. And I was a rather good swimmer, okay? A lifeguard, then a lifeguard instructor, and a breaststroke specialist. Now, scouting is something in my blood. So I was a scout. I joined them as a tenderfoot, and from there I rose to be a King Scout. And one of the things which I always remember when I was in school, we normally, during those time, I don't know whether they still have it now, we have this job week, whereby for 1 week, we go about working for people, okay? And we get whatever that they donate or contribute to us. And almost every year, I'm the top jobber because I go and work in a lot of places and so forth and get a lot of money. And this money goes to the group and help us to run, right, our troop. So I have a very interesting and colorful life in school. I really enjoy it. And the only thing is, I somehow failed in one particular subject. That was the only downside. Other than that, I actually enjoy it. And this is the best place for people to start volunteering. And I would encourage all the listeners, if you have children, get them to be involved when they are in school. Okay? Because that's the best place. You have a lot of teachers who are so willing to be the mentor and helper for you. So get involved. Now, as far as my involvement with other organizations, I basically was involved with SCI, a Service Civil International, which is a peace movement, and I'll talk about it maybe hopefully later. And I attend my first work camp. And we call it work camp because we go there, it's something like a camp, and we work, do some paint work and repair, so forth. That was 50 years ago in 1970. And that was the first time I met so many international people, Japanese, Bangladeshis, Sri Lankans, the British people, and so forth within the camp. So it was a very exciting kind of a feeling that I had. Now, through SCI, which is a peace organization, we collaborate with many other peace NGOs. Okay? And one of which also, which I helped to found them, was with the Partner for Peace. Okay? Thanks to Bae Yang To and then Joseph Lau, which is heading that. And I'm also very involved with the interfaith group called the INSAF. Okay? And here we have Mother Mangalam and Dr. Ame and my very, very good friend, the late Sangat Singh, who really, really helped to organize those kind of activities. And here we organize talk and then sharing of this spiritual session. Then we have the founders, Swami Satyananda memorable lectures, and then we have also a physical a gathering and also musical night. Now, so this is another group. I'm also involved with HANDS, a Human and Nature Development Society under Dr. Kanan. And we always have the ambitions of planting 1 million trees. And we get together and do this kind of a community. And to that also, we also have initiated a herbal and organic farm in the National Zoo, in which we have our Earth Day. And the other organization that I've involved with also was with PCOR, Dialogue Rakyat, and then recently I joined this thing group or socialist group Aliran, and Yayasan Salam, and the Spastic Center group. So these are some of those groups which I'm involved in. So I'm very truly fortunate to be with all these people, wonderful people. They actually add color and energy to your life, and you learn a lot so much from them. Eh,
Thank you. And it's also a good message that you shared with us. So,
mhm.
for the young people to start volunteering
Yeah.
young and get into as many activities as you can in school. So, Mr. Stephen, as an activist, you had spent many decades with a Service Civil International at SCI Malaysia and SCI, the global levels. So, could you please tell us on why SCI is so special and close to your heart? What are the vision and mission of SCI to humanity?
Okay. I actually do spend a lot of time with SCI. SCI actually is a peace organization. It founded 100 years ago. Okay? And in Malay, it's called Pertubuhan Perkhidmatan Awam Antarabangsa. Okay? And together with our partners, these are some of those activities that we had in. We organized the Mother Earth Day, okay? Which is usually around April time. Okay? We go about planting trees with the hands, okay, in particular, and we clean the rivers, and we go to the zoo there and help them out. Then we also go to schools and plant the kind of plants and so forth. And during this time also, we organize talk for the people and bring them closer to nature. Now, this year, last year and this year in particular, we had this lockdown. So we could not go out. So what do we do? Okay. So we still wanted to have a tingling of nature, at the same time, a little bit of SCI elements inside there. So we organized what they call a virtual Earth Day. We asked the people, okay, take part in a competition. And the prizes is not much in cash, a small cash, but we promised them a book, a flower book. So what they need to do is go and take photographs of those flowers around the garden or wherever they are. They are supposed to submit at least 6 to 10 photographs into the social media. Okay? But each of the photographs they take, they must have the name of the flower there. Now you'll be surprised. Okay? Most of the people know the flower but do not know the name. Okay? They know, oh, it's a red flower, is that? I mean, they know rose and a few other flowers, but most of the beautiful flowers, they do not know their name. So uh, most of the participants were so excited. They suddenly discovered the names of this flower, and then they submit to us and share with us a lot of history and so forth. Then we have an accompanying question. Now you know the name of the flowers around your place. Do you know the name of your neighbor around your place? So if you want to have peace, you must know your people, you must know your friends. So get to know your friends, get to know them by names and not, hey neighbor, but get them to know by names. So this was the theme of the Mother Earth Day, right, in which we had this year, which was very well received. Now, the other project that we had was our annual Day of Peace, International Day of Peace. Okay. And we have been organizing it for the past 16, 17 years. Okay. It is normally in around the September the 21st. So around that week, we normally choose a weekend and then we get our people together. What we do is that we normally at a launch, we go to a place of launch, and then we invite the people to come, and then we used to say the prayers together, and then from there we have a peace convoy, which we call. Okay? A few cars of us that will move, okay, from Kuala Lumpur in the Pure Life Society, whereby we have a peace park, and then with a lot of peace pool there, and plug. And from there, we drive all the way to Taiping. Okay? Oh, Taiping is actually also my place of birth, but also special because it is a peace town. It's named as a town of everlasting peace. So the people there is very enthusiastic and supportive of these peace activities. Okay, they have Taiping peace, right? chartered, and along the way we will stop at the different places of interest, so our convoy, they can enjoy it, and we have games, and then we have treasure hunts and so forth. So it's an interesting kind of thing. And when we reach Taiping, the Taiping people will play host, okay, and then they organize lectures and talks for us. Create Taiping is a very historic town, okay, so we get to learn about the beauty of it and so forth. And in the evening, we normally would have a dinner. And the next day, which is usually a Sunday, we organize activities like a peace march. We have organized a peace march whereby the 300-400 of us carrying banners, okay? And then we go around the town, okay? And then now we have activities in the peace park. Okay? In Taiping, they have a beautiful lake garden. Okay? So around the lake garden, we have this peace park, okay? And then we have these activities there. Then the town people will organize like aerobic and art exhibitions and a lot of these things for the people. And we also initiated what they call a cycle for peace. Okay? Because the people in Taiping, it's a better flat town, so you can cycle. And most of us cycle to schools and so forth. So when we have these activities, we have all sort of participants. People will come right in a beautiful bike, and then we also have a category whereby people can show the antique bike. Okay? So we have people, no, those old antique bike, and then the double wheelers and so forth, and then some came with the textures and so forth. So it's a beautiful gathering of these. And this is what's supposed to be. And when we try to promote peace, we bring all the people together. Okay? We bring all the people together, and then in these joyful kind of events and so forth. Okay? And so the other thing that we also have, we organize the Penang Peace Run. Now, this is an amazing activities which Ati and his team of people, they have been holding on for it. We have been running it for 31 years until the COVID came, because COVID doesn't allow us, right, to get together to do. And last year, they even have a virtual run just to supplement this, but this year they did not. Right? So for 31 years, they've been holding it, and this run is specially organized for the disabled people. Okay? While we invite all the able people to come for the 6-kilometer run, okay, which is very competitive. Okay? But we especially have another category for the disabled people, whereby they go one big round, and we get volunteers who comes in the wheelchair, not with the wheelchairs and so forth. So participants, right, with white walking stick, these are special friends of ours, and all sort of people. Usually we get about 300, 400 of these disabled people, they come. Now, not only they come, we provide food for them to eat, and after that, this team of people will show their talent. They will show their talent, then they go and give exhibitions and show the joy, right, in which they have. And you can say that this is something, when you speak to the people, you find that they really, really love it. Okay? Now, the other thing that we organize is an international volunteer exchange program. Okay? SCI is known, right, to organize this program with all our sister plant, and with also our partners and groups like the NVDA. Okay? And we have people who comes from all over the world to participate in our camp. And then at the same time, our camps are advertised, so the people will go there. Okay? Now, I will explain maybe later, right, what is a camp like. So during this camp, we have also gone to various places. Okay? And then we'd like to thank many of these hosts of ours that host our camps. Like the Cheshire Home, Dato Khatijah, Mother Mangalam, at his Pure Life Society, and in KL and in Penang groups as well. And I have a good friend in Cameron Highland, a farmer, Pang. he also holds twice a group of our work campers inside the place there. Okay, so these are the kind of things that we had. Then no, our work camp is interesting because it normally runs between 5 to 10 days to 2 weeks. And I got very attracted to it because though as I mentioned, I'm a very keen scout. So to me, it's something like scouting life. We go there, we meet the people from all over the world. Then we do projects, and then we stay together, and we cook our own food, and we sleep sometimes in tents, in different tents, and so forth. And we have a schedule. We do some work, and unlike a scout, we learn about knots and all those kind of skills. But here we do community work. Okay, so if we go to the farm, we work with the farmer, help the farmer, and then learn about farming. And then if we go down to an art center, okay, then we learn from them something art. And if we go to the homes with the disabled, then we have to clean their wheelchairs, do the repairs, and then play with them. Okay, so these are the things that we do as we interact with them. Now, what I like to do, if I can, I like to show you some of those photographs in which we have right. Let me see, share. Okay. Sorry. Now, I mentioned to you this Earth Day. This Earth Day. Can you all see? This Earth Day. So we get the people together, and then we're going to plant trees. We're going to plant. So we plant trees, and this get published in the newspaper, and then we get our people to share their experiences and so forth. Okay, then so these also appear inside the press, different press and so forth. Now, one of the things that we encourage our activities. We actually encourage people to bring their family along. Okay, so their family could join and participate in our activities. Right? And we clean the rivers. Okay, and at the same time we get chance to see those beautiful or wonderful animals in Malaysia. I don't know whether have you seen this animal called tepe. Okay, right? So okay, so this is river cleaning.
Could we please see the full picture, Mr. Stephen? If you can double click it so we can see the full image.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's good. Just so that we
Okay.
can see if it works.
Okay. Now, can you see the picture now? This one?
Yeah.
Can you see?
If you double click it, will it work? Or...
Okay. Sometimes.
Oh, it's okay if it.
Now, can you see it?
It's okay. Yeah.
Okay. No.
You have to open it in full screen.
Okay.
It's okay. It's good.
So can you see the photo? No.
We can see the small image of it, but it's okay, Mr. Stephen. It's good. We can still see it somehow. Thank you.
Yeah. We tried the rehearsal, and then okay, let me see. Sometimes we try. This one, can you see?
It's okay. We can see the small image of it. Yeah.
Just a small image.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, please carry on.
Okay, no mind. Okay, right. So anyway, I will skip because I have a lot of those photographs to share. That's all right. We will skip that kind of photograph. Okay. Right. Now, the other thing that we had recently during the MCO. Okay, during the MCO, we had this session, which we asked ourselves, what do we do? What could we help? Okay, and a stage come, many of the people are so affected, but they are shy to express they are in the kind of debt or trouble or need of one. So many of them doesn't have the kind of internet or so forth to know to search it. But words pass around. If you are really in need, they put up a white flag. Okay? So they put up a white flag outside their window. Okay? So then the neighbors, okay, will go down there. No, sorry. Sorry. Okay. Then the neighbor will go down there and try to see whatever that they can, and then provide them. Can you see my screen?
We could just see you right now.
Okay, fine.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, so this is the other thing. Now, then the other kind of a thing that we also say is instead of just like giving food, go to the place, say, could we do something about it? So a team of us decided to volunteer to cook the food, okay, and give to 100 people. Okay, so we have this project called 9+1. Nasi Ahad because it's happened to be on Sunday. Okay, so we have this wonderful team of people that really cook the food. Okay, cook the food. Okay, and then we pack and distributed to 100 people, and we have been doing it for the last 19 weeks. Every Sunday, this group of people will cook the food. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You got it? Mm-hmm.
Yes, could you please tell us more about
Okay.
it, Mr.
Now,
Stephen?
yeah. Let me see whether I could show you a video of it. A video, and then okay. Wait, just give me a second. I've been rehearsing the whole day to share this video with you, because this video was done by the this video is done by one of our okay. Okay, I'll play the share screen. Share screen. Okay,
There, we can see it. I think if there's volume.
No, you didn't. No, check the noise. You see.
Okay.
Because this is a very interesting the video. I don't know whether you have that.
Yes, you just have to press play in the middle, I think.
Play, yeah.
Yes, please. It's below the SCI logo. It's like volunteering, the NG part. Yeah, thank you.
This one.
Yes, that's the one.
Okay. Can you hear it?
I don't think it's volume, but maybe you could just walk us through it. If you could just share while the video's playing. So if you could just talk us through what's going on in the video. So what we can see is this is CS.
Oh, can you see?
Oh, SCI is core values. Yeah, we could see it. So these are the core values. Could you please press play or there? So this is the cooking portion. These are the different kinds of food.
Could not quite hear.
Yeah, there's no volume, but there's like, we could see the food that's being prepared by the volunteer cooks. So this one happens every Sunday. So that's a group of volunteers. And would he be one of the sponsors? So I think there's the video. Yeah. So Mr. Stephen Nah, this is happening every Sundays. So these are the youth who tasted the food, and then so it's happening every Sunday until the end of December. And she's a volunteer cook. I think she was saying like the menu that's going to be prepared next week or something like that. So thank you for sharing that, Mr. Stephen. So happy 100th anniversary to SCI, and it's great to know about the different activities. And then, so could I just read some of the messages of our virtual audience?
Just give me a second.
Okay, sure.
I just stop this.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, right?
Yes.
Ah.
So I'm just gonna read some of the messages of our virtual audience. Reagan Lim is saying, "Great day, everyone," and Uncle Steven. And then Win is saying, "Greetings from Manila." And then Edward Chua is saying, "Greetings from Malaysia." And Reagan Lim is also greeting the world from Malaysia as well. And Reagan Lim is saying, "Volunteering starts from young." Yeah, is it okay if I, there's a question from our virtual audience. Is it okay if I, Tonggi Gra is asking, can we join SCI online? Is there a way that, or should just be Malaysians?
Actually, this is a very interesting question, question, and then very pertinent. We have actually started this concept of what they call SCI, but CITZEN, as citizen, citizen, and that means SCI citizen. It open up to all the people. Okay? It is something that we are discussing and debating in our current international committee meeting, whether should we go inside or not. Okay? So right, in a lot of a team, they actually have constitution. Okay? Who are the people can be members and so forth. But this is a little bit different. This one is open for people who are interested, right, to know about SCI, can join SCI. And besides joining SCI, if you wanted to support us in financially, whatever kind of thing, they are welcome as well too. So this is something, right, that we could, right, always, right, or we're in the midst of exploring it. And within Malaysia, we can bring this up to my committee. Like the president of a Kuala Lumpur branch, right, is one of those people who attended. And I'm sure that we can have what we call a virtual kind of member from people who are far away. Okay? And can make them like associated kind of members and so forth, and keep them informed of our activities. And as and when they are able to, and they come and join us, we are pretty open.
Okay, so that's wonderful. Do you have something else to show us, Mr. Stephen, now? Or
I have, but I have this difficulty in I got so many nice photographs which I can show to you of the disabled people. We will try again. We'll try again. I
okay,
hope the audience is a bit patient and then will not mind, right? We trying. Mhm.
so while you're trying, I'm just going to read more messages from our virtual audience.
Okay.
Happy is saying greetings from Greenhills, and then Tongi Grai is saying that's an exciting project. Nang Vincent is saying the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others, which is a quote by Mahatma Gandhi. And then Reagan Lim is saying something about a virtual library. And then Alfred Velaisami is saying, we from SCI NASI at Ahad team is very proud to see you, Stephen.
Okay. Alfred is the main coordinator, who is running the Hari Ahad team every Sunday. He and his team of people normally I have some kind of assistant to help me. You know, when you are old, so sometimes it's a bit challenging, right? For new technology and so forth. Okay, we share this screen. I thought I have this screen inside here. Well,
Yeah, that happens to me too. It's like when I'm sharing my screen, something else shows. Okay, so it's working now. We can see it.
You can see. You can
Yes,
see
can
this.
you please tell us more about this
Okay.
picture?
Oh, this is the International Day of a Peace a picture. Okay. With you know, among all the activities that we have, we put the fish on the ground, then we release, right? Significantly, give freedom, right, to the birds. Give freedom to the bird. So, right, this is one of those kind of significant things that we do. I'm very, very sorry. How come, right?
Oh, no worries. Technology is a bit tricky.
Okay, right. I think I'm getting it now.
That's
Yeah.
great. Thank you.
I set a file here just now. Hey, where is it?
Oh, maybe you could just tell us more about the different activities, or
Yeah. It's a bit of a shame because so much beautiful photographs that I have over here. Okay. I have over here, but that's all right.
oh, maybe it's
Okay,
the WHT one. It's probably WHT one.
Okay, I got it now. Now,
Yeah, we could see the pictures
you can see the
in
picture,
an
but I can't see.
album. Yeah, we
can't
could
see the.
see it in an album. So what is this? Could you please tell us more about this album?
Okay, you can see this picture.
Yeah, we can see it,
Okay.
a small image of it, but you
Oh,
can still
small
see
images
it.
again.
It's okay. We can still see it. I think, do you have to
Okay.
double click or, but it's fine.
I've double clicked already. Well, this is technology. It's always next time if I ever have these, I will ask somebody to be in my house. Okay. This one you cannot see, huh? Oh dear.
I wish I had the pictures and I could help you, but then, yes.
Yeah. I should have sent those pictures to you, but
it's fine.
Yeah. But it's okay. I'll tell the story.
Yes, that's great. Thank you.
At least you saw a little bit of that event in which we had,
Yes.
which Sherlock, right, created, and then he created in just overnight. We just sent him the photograph, he created it, and this is also something the wonderful which we have volunteers all over who are willing, right, to work on it and so forth. Okay, right, then we continue, right, with your interview.
Okay, so thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Steven. So you gained so much of motivation, satisfaction, and appreciation in SCI. So domestically and internationally, what do you consider that your most favorite activities, and why do you find them very interesting and encouraging?
Actually, one of the most interesting one was a program that we call the Malindo Unity Swim. Malindo Unity Swim. Now, you heard about the Malindo airline? It's a new airline, right, in this Asia, very popular, cheap and good. But when we wanted to have that program, the Malindo word wasn't really popular. Malindo is Malaysia and Indonesia. So it started as a kind of fundraising project. One of our members, whom, right, we sent to Vietnam for some event, a training and so forth, he came back and said, okay, I think I'm indebted, right, to SCI for giving me the experience and exposure. Come, let me help you to organize a fundraising event. So we thought it was good. So this actually started as a fundraising event, saying that we will, why don't we raise like RM1 for every kilometer that we swim. Okay? And we are planning to swim from Malaysia to Indonesia and back. Okay? Oh, that is something like unheard of, which nobody, there are people who swim one way, but swimming two ways, nobody has ever done that. So we said, okay, that's a fantastic idea. Why don't we work on it? Something new. So we got a lot of people, a lot of helpers to think about it. Then we submitted. Now, this is quite a big proposal because it's involved, right, the Malaysian government, people and so forth, and Indonesia and so forth. So they said, okay, right, we submitted and then get approval from the Minister of National Unity, because we wanted to make this as a national event, right, involving all our people. So the minister sat on it, and finally he told us, okay, you may go. But to plan for this event, swimming the sea is not that easy, because we need to have the tide, high tide, low tide, and so forth. So our timing is only about less than 40 days to organize a thing. We must get the boat, they must get the swimmers, right, ready. Then we must get how to swim, right, inside the place there. Those kind of special net, right, in which we need to prepare. So there's a lot of work involved. But one of the interesting thing that we wanted to do was to make sure that we have a good able and disabled people. So we decided to bring in 3, right, people who were disabled. And one of them, we found actually while we are doing the wrecking, how to prepare for this, when he took part in one swim in Terengganu, which is about 200 kilometers away from here. He swam through a small channel with one hand. And he said, this is an interesting character. Unfortunately, I have the photograph, but it cannot be shown. So he said, can we join? Can I join inside this program? Then we said, it'd be nice. He's a Malay, young guy, youth, and then, right, disabled but able. So we invited him. Now, so we have a team of people. But what happened was, the day in which we were approved to swim happens to be his wedding day. So it's a bit difficult. But he was so determined, I must take part. So what he did was, okay, like we make arrangement. So our boat has to leave for Indonesia. Okay? The boat with the swimmer, okay, left for Indonesia. Okay? And he, okay, has his wedding done, and then took a flight that day afternoon, right? One of the last flight to Kuala Lumpur. Then we have our volunteers, John De Cruz. He and his wife went to the airport, fetch him, and then went down right from Kuala Lumpur to Seremban, to Port Dickson, and waited right, for the next day because it's night already when he came. Okay? So then we have a speedboat the next day to drive him all the way from Port Dickson, right? No, yeah, to where we were coming back right from Indonesia. Now at that time, there was about 2007. The GPS is not very popular. So, but we managed to get the GPS and international calling kind of things and so on. Okay. So we are very happy that this disabled person were able to join us in this particular event. Unfortunately, I said that I have that photograph of the 3 disabled person. Two of them right with leg kind of problem, and then Sakri right with his disabled hand taking part in us. So we taking the opportunity to invite able and disabled people to join collectively in our program. Okay, and that was a beautiful event, and then it goes into the Malaysian Book of Record. Okay, we managed to cover the 93 kilometer of non-stop swimming from here to Indonesia and back in 27 hours. Okay, so that was held in the 10th June 2007 by 23 swimmers only. Okay. Then the other one that we had was actually Kiaku. Another activities that we focus on the disabled. There was a group of disabled people that we take them around, but they wanted to expand to their friends. We were going to this small group of people. Then said, "Come, let's expand." So we said, "Okay, we help you to organize a small family day," and the family day grew to be bigger and bigger and bigger. So it became a very big family day. Okay, whereby you find about 400 of these disabled people coming in a wheelchair and all those kind of things. Now, the good thing is the first year we did most of the organizing, but by the 3rd year and 4th year, this group of people did everything themselves. Okay, and during that day when we have the event, it's such a lovely thing. You find that they are disabled, but they came with a family, and then we provide food for them, and they have game stalls, and then they play games which the disabled people do, which was surprising. Right? So that was another interesting project that we had. The third kind of interesting project which the disabled was with those blind. Okay? We used to work go to Taman Harapan in Temolo, okay? And that's where we met Thomas, okay? And Godfrey there, okay? And Sabri. So we work and play over the weekend with these the visually impaired people in their garden. And one of the things that we really amaze is the capacity to play a game called ping pong. Now, you never realize that they are blind, but their hearing ability is super. Okay? So this ping pong is a specially designed kind of thing. It's a normal ping pong table, but the ball had a screw right inside the place there. So when you hit the ball, then they can know, and then they hit it back. So again, sorry, I don't have the photographs. Okay, but it's very exciting. You play with these people and see the joy, and they love to sing and so forth. So these are some of those activities in which we use our volunteer. Okay, volunteers which are open to everybody to reach out to these people, able and disabled. Okay, so these are the 3 the very memorable event that I had with them. We had with them.
Thank you for sharing, Mr. Stephen Nah. And today is also the International Day of Persons with Disabilities, so it goes in line with your story as well. And then, Mr. Stephen Nah, is it okay if you could stop this share screen? And I'm just gonna read through the comments of our
Okay.
virtual audience, if you
Yes.
could please. Yeah. So Nang Vincent is saying, keep up the good work. God bless you richly as you serve humanity and impact lives of others for the better. And then he's sharing a quote by John Wesley: do all the good you can by all the means you can, in all ways you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as you can, ever you can. And then Alfred Villaysami is saying, this Sunday, the interfaith group from Baba Temple will do a convoy. So, and then, so there, is it okay, Mr. Stephen, if you could close your share screen?
Oh, I have a share screen. Sorry.
Yes, it's okay. Thank you. So, Mr. Stephen Na, as one of the pioneer social leader and an activist, could you please just share one or two of the most satisfying and memorable, meaningful activities that you are very proud of and is always close to your heart to this date?
Mhm. In fact, the one that I did mention was the Malindo Unity Swim. Okay, the Malindo Unity Swim, which was the one that involved the disabled, whereby we specifically take care of the disabled. And the three that I shared was and the three which I shared, including the Kyaku and plus going to play with the blind people, were three of those activities in which pretty close that we have here. Right? And then the others that we have is the work camp that we have. Right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So these are the three kind of activities. Anything else you'd like to know?
Yeah, so Mr. Stephen, you've gone through many challenges and obstacles in your decades of leadership, and you've had some moments that were a bit challenging. So could you please share your trials, testings, and tribulations while you were performing your humanitarian duties? And also, what would your advice be to younger generations on new leaders and handling these challenges?
Okay. One of the challenge that we have as a volunteers, and then trying to organize event and thingy, is volunteers didn't turn up. We organize a certain kind of event and plan certain kind of things and so forth, and they didn't turn up. Okay. So the advice to the people: don't be disappointed. Okay, don't be upset. Okay, and but always be prepared with a plan B, plan C, and plan D if things of this nature happen. Okay, so just carry on with whatever that you plan to do and smile and keep going. And because when the thing is planned, remember we plan with somebody. Okay, and that somebody is actually looking forward to us. Okay? The host is expecting us to meet up with them and then organize those kind of activity. Now, I actually like to share an interesting story which I commonly share with people. I call my Thaipusam a story. This is actually like a link to a group friend of mine, Sham Priai. Many years ago, when we went to visit Thaipusam, okay, or if you go down to Malaysia, there's a big a statue at Batu Caves. Okay, and every year we celebrate this Hindu festival, Thaipusam, and 1 million people will come. Okay, many people. Okay, and then unfortunately the photograph shows those is actually a lovely sight to see, but they leave a lot of rubbish behind. Okay, so being a civic conscious, so we say among ourselves, can we do something to help to clean them up? Okay, Now, there's 1 million the people come. So we say, okay, why don't we get the public to be involved? So we send this social media to about 1,000 of them. And we get a reply from about 100 people. Yeah, we will come. But on that day itself, and then it repeat over the 3 or 4 or 5 years, in which we organize, only about 20 or 30 will turn up. So this is one of the experience that we have. So do not be discouraged, because in volunteer, this is something which is quite expected. People promise to come, but in the last minute, they have a reason for their own. Now, the other kind of a challenge that we have is funding. Many of our activities, we are NGOs which actually depend on some kind of funding, some funding. Because when we organize activities, we need to buy food, transport, and then get materials. And where do we get the money from? Most of our like-minded NGOs do not have people who are financially strong. Right? So we depend sometimes on sponsors and so forth. Like for example, for our Hari Ahad, we cook 100 packet of meal a week. Every meal going to cost us 5 ringgit. But if you go outside, it's going to cost 10 ringgit. So every meal, so for 5 ringgit for 100, it costs about 500 ringgit. So over 22 weeks, so it's almost about 10,000 ringgit. So what we do was we can ask for sponsors, for people to do this. Now, the problem is many of our members, if you ask them to collect money, they always feel shy because collecting money is just like begging. Some people make it very difficult for you when you ask them for this sort of funding or support. So we have to train them and then orientate them for ourselves that when you ask for money, you are not begging them. You're not asking them for yourself, but you are asking them to sponsor for a good cause. So like in this case, it's a pretty good cause that we are having and so forth. So this is the kind of mindset in which we change. So I'd like to thank all my sponsors in the past and in present who have helped us in all this kind of program. And all NGOs, when we are in this sort of a thing, actually we depend on these sponsors. But what the sponsors really want is a good cause, and then on top of that, keep them informed, show them photographs. So we post many of our activities inside the Facebook, and then we send them special mails on it. So then they are aware of it as well too. So this will be I think two of the kind of things which, I mean, there are many others, but these are the two main ones which I thought I'd like to share.
Those are really important words, though, what you've just shared. Do not be discouraged because they're just things you can't control. And then so I'm just gonna read through a comment from Professor Dr. GP Doraisamy. He is saying, Mr. Stephen, now we are really impressed with your 50 years of voluntary service in so many humanitarian projects, especially with Service Civil International. And then so he has a question. He has 3 questions for you. I'm just gonna probably ask one. So could you please tell us what are the countries that you had visited for SCI projects and what are the programs?
Okay, I have visited many countries. Just now, I was asked by one coordinator, how many ICM, that means International Committee meeting, have I attended? So I told him I've attended actually 14. So which means to say I've visited 14 countries in attending that kind of thing. But that is for meeting. But for projects and so forth, because for most of the time I'm working. So when you are working, you don't have the luxury to attend, right, those kind of, because our camp is normally about 2-3 weeks and so forth. So I don't have the kind of luxury to participate in many of the activities, but we do share with each other those kind of projects that we have, and what can we do, right, to make it no, to in our promotion for peace. Okay? So like right, one of the current kind of projects, right, which because it's an International Volunteer Day, okay, what are the thing that some of our people are doing worldwide? Now we started something which is called a street kit, right? A street kit, okay? A street action kit, okay? Whereby we print, right, guidelines for people how you can organize awareness program. Okay, so these activities that we have usually that we do not like to do ourselves, but we like to train as a trainer to train the trainers and other people to do it. So this youth can learn the skill of how to organize exhibitions along the street, and then put posters, how to attract the people, and then how to communicate to those kind of journalists and so forth. So we just have started this particular kind of street kit, street action kit. Then we also have many programs in which we work, like particularly in the European area, on the refugees and migrants workers. Okay. Over here, we basically focus on what I've already shown at our International Day of Peace, our Earth Day activities, and so forth. And for the International Day of Peace, also we invite the Swakam people to come and tell us about the human rights, and create awareness about us, about what is right, what is fair, what is just, and what is equality. Okay? So we get the speakers to create the kind of awareness for our people. So these are some of those things that we do to help to promote that kind of awareness.
Thank you, Mr. Stephen. So for the next question, wait, what are your aspiration and goals of the future for Service Civil International at both local and international levels?
Mm-hmm. One of the thing is people, people happy, people are able to live together in peace, and prosperity and in harmony. So to me, this is the kind of vision of SCI. But time has changed. So SCI originally was a main driver, one of those initiators for the work camp. And for the last 2 years, due to the COVID, we did not have the work camp. People could not travel and so forth. So we are looking into a different mode of still engaging the people. Still engaging the people. And instead of having what we call long camp, we are having virtual camp. This year, actually, I attended 2 of the camp, a virtual camp. So there's something is a bit different, but it's one way in which we can still learn the skill of interacting, exchanging intercultural kind of understanding, plus making new friends. And so this is one of those kind of things that we are working on. And as time has changed, right? And we are looking at new ways, in which we can encourage more participations in this kind of thing. And things has gone virtual. How would it be for next 2-3 years? We are still discussing how we're going to go into it. But the virtual thing has the kind of physical thing has been reduced, and we are just adjusting to that.
It's great
But
that you're also adjusting to the times.
mhm.
I'm just going to read more comments from our virtual audience. Sunshine Yogi is saying, congratulations and God bless. Humbled to know you and inspired to see the amazing selfless service you and your team have been doing. And then WHD Bangladesh Chapter Secretary General Ratan Kumar Das is saying greetings from WHD Bangladesh Chapter. So, Mr. Stephen Na, the next question is, as a matured and experienced social activist, how did you manage to find time, effort, resources to balance your full commitments? Because you've got family as well and personal and work environments. How do you balance it all?
Actually, I'm just a very ordinary, average person. Okay? But I try to work hard. Okay? I try to work hard. Honestly, I have met many people with awesome talent. Okay? People with fantastic memory. Okay? People who are so creative, and then people in terms of a skill and ability in sports and so forth are so good. So there are so many of these people, and when I'm with them, I felt very humble. But they are very successful, and I always wish that they are also very happy. And now, how do I try to balance this? I learned from many of these people. Okay? And recently I learned from Dr. Tan and Dr. Doraisamy, some of those kind of skill on time management. Okay? But not learn from them, but I hear that they are sharing the similar kind of things that they have and make them successful. Now, I have a very what I call time-honored habit. Annually, as we sing the Orlan sign, I always take time off, come to my table, this table, and started to write, what are my New Year resolution? What I like to do, right, in terms of my health, in terms of my career, in terms of my family, and in terms of my health, happiness. Okay? So I set target, a kind of simple target for them, quantitative target. And I used to have a 1 year, 5 years, and when I was younger, I have 10 years kind of plan. Okay? But now as I grow older, the plan becomes a bit shorter. So this is a kind of an annual thing that I do. But on a daily basis, every time before I sleep and every morning when I get up, I try to look into my next day. What are the kind of things that I need to do? And things which I need to prioritize. Prioritize. And that actually helps me. And I always remember the 80-20 rules. 80-20, in case if people don't know. 20% of the items, take 80% of your, contribute 80% of the kind of result. Okay? So try to work on those kind of critical kind of things that we have. Okay? Right. So right, these are the two things that I have. I try to have a yearly kind of a plan, which is something like my vision, and then at the same time, right, a daily plan, which is something like the mission or the task and so forth. And these really help me to get my things done. If I can't do it today, I try to do it as soon as I can. Reprioritize the kind of thing the next day.
It's great to know that New Year's resolutions work, having goals and planning ahead. So, Mr. Stephen, now, what are your present and future events that SCI Malaysia has collaborated or in partnership with other social organizations in Malaysia? Could you please let us know more about it?
Actually, it shouldn't be mine. At 70 years, right? We have a two good team. Right? One in Penang, headed by Ati, and then one in KL, headed by the Edward. They have their own kind of teams, and then they will try to utter, right, what they plan to do. Okay, So RT1 this month, right, they're going to organize their 100th anniversary. Okay? They had their AGM last year. Then annually they organize the international the international peace run. Okay? So they probably will resume that again next year if the conditions improve. Okay? And for the Kuala Lumpur branch also, Edward and team, right, they have also thought about the kind of thing. And besides many other kind of regular things that we are doing normally, okay, one of the thing is they are trying to create more awareness, which we hear from this program as well, which we call the Raswa Buster. Try to make ourselves more aware and knowledge about corruptions within the kind of area here, and how could we make people more aware and try to reduce that. Right? So this is the other kind of things that we are more or less focusing on. But at this particular kind of age, right, I'd like to leave it to them to lead themselves.
Mr. Stephen Na, could you please name the most remarkable social activists that you greatly admire and your reason why you admire them?
Actually, I have two in mind. Okay. One of them, I think many other people may have known, is my good friend and mentor, Dato Siri Anwar Faisal, from Penang. He was from Taiping and then went to Penang. He is very much loved, popular, and recognized social activist in Malaysia. In fact, he is a recipient of the Right Livelihood Award, which is what they call Alternative Nobel Peace Prize. Now, there's a lot of things I learned from him. The golden rules, there's something like which he drums into me. The 99 ways to peace, and also the establishment of those peace poles. Okay, so these are those things that I've learned from him, and then he shared with us. Now, my first meeting, one of my early meetings with him was we invited him for our work camp in Penang, up in the hill. It was cold, and he came. Okay, and when he came, we were quite surprised because he has a very backache. Okay, so in spite of his very backache, he carried his bag and then he sit on the Land Rover, which had to take 72, a sharp key point, to go up the hill to meet us. Okay, so he went there and he spent a day and a half, just sharing with us all those beautiful philosophy of life, about peace, about the interaction with people. So he is one person that we have a great admiration for. Okay, and it's such a leading light. Right? The other person that I wanted to share actually could be a bit different. A very low profile person, and then he was a president of a multinational semiconductor company, which won several international and local awards. Right? The DIPM Caring Employee Award. Okay? He is Mr. CBT. Right? Now, people may not know him, but to all those people who have met him, he represents, as an employer, as the leader of the company, a very caring employer. Okay? He adopted a policy during those times to recruit 5% of the workforce of who are disabled. Now, when we have 5,000 people, 5% is quite a lot of people. And then if you're having about 100, 200 people who are disabled working in their place, actually it's quite a challenge. Okay? So he has to ensure that they have a proper transport, proper van to fetch them from their home, And then when they come to work, they have this kind of special ramp, and then the toilet facilities and everything. So those things were very well taken care for these people. And since this is also a day, right, to remember people with disability, he really take very special care for these people. And at the same time, he does a lot to promote, right, education and interactions, and then a team of people. Now, when he was working, he always give the people a very nice sense of being in good company, not a threatening company, not being a threatening environment, and a place whereby people can work. Now, when we look at it as a social activist, all of us, okay, they give a peace of mind to the employee. So when they go home, they also have a peace of mind with the family. Okay, and this to me is a very big social contribution to society. Okay, so when we have a caring, loving, and strategic employer, actually is good, right? For the company, is good for everybody. Okay, so he's the other person, right, that I really have a lot of admiration for. Right? So two different kind of character. People always talk about only like the people who are activists, but we must also acknowledge we have so many employers, but there could be many nasty employer. People frightened to go to work. They don't dream of going to work, but you have an employer whereby you look forward to going to the place to work with him. It's such a beautiful thing. So I'd like to pay a tribute to him, and also to Anwar Faisal, and to all my many friends, which some of the names I did mention, they help to support all these activities that I had.
Mr. Stephen, you definitely have a lot of fans, a lot of followers, because there are a lot of messages here. I'm just going to read more from Muhammad Muthaya. He's saying, you're an ordinary man, true, but you have a lot of extraordinary energy. Sayaba, Stephen. Professor Dr. GP Dorisami is saying, Stephen, to be very frank with you, I had learned so much about social activism from yourself since 1995. You are one of my mentors in voluntary services. I'm hoping to meet you during our SCI 100th year luncheon celebration on the 19th of December in Penang. So, Mr. Stephen Na, you've mentioned that today is International Day of Persons with Disabilities. What is your message to persons with disabilities?
One of the things which actually I'd like to share with them is that, well, more so, right? I would think I'd like to share to the other people who are not disabled, to the ordinary people, that people with disability actually has a lot of hidden ability. So recognize the ability, and even that could be one or two or so forth, and then try to nurture it. Try to nurture them. I have one particular spastic friend. His name is Roger in Penang. Well, he has a problem in speech. He has a difficulty in walking, but he has amazing brain. I tried to play chess with him, and I think I'm an average chess player, but I couldn't beat him. He's fantastic. And then whenever we meet, he always come up with a lot of ideas. So we have a lot of this kind of skill. And then also, right, I did mention to earlier, when I play ping pong, I'm okay, but I lost to those girls, right, who were playing the ping pong, so they have that kind of ability. So what I'm trying to say that to all of us ordinary people or normal people, is that people with disability, forget about the this, they have their own special ability. Respect them, take care of them, nurture them, and help them to grow. And to the people, my disabled friend, you have a lot of friends outside there, and we really appreciate you. And then you are a special gift from God to us.
Disability could also be somewhat a superpower in a way. Yeah. So on Sunday is International Volunteers Day. Why should people volunteer?
Well, in fact, Volunteer Day should be every day, just like Mother Day. Mother Day shouldn't be just one day of Father Day. Every day should be Father Day, Mother Day, or Family Day. So Volunteer Day should be every day. Uh, we try to give back to society. Many of the things which society has given us. And we should be grateful for many of the kind of things that we have. And then whatever that we have, with the time and then resources and so on. So if we can help to contribute, let's do. Let's do. Let's volunteer. Let's volunteer our time, our energy, our knowledge, our skill in whatever way. Now, if we could not, we can volunteer to donate as well also, right? Because a lot of these NGO actually need support. So as long as you think that the cause is good, right, please have to donate as well too. Now, this volunteering has many kind of aspects of why people volunteer. Many of the people volunteers because they just have a passion for it. I have Datin Suraya. She loves animal. So she has a group of people every day sharing stories, beautiful stories about how people take care of animals and so forth. So right, these people who are so passionate in that, and then I know of people who loves to plant flowers and so forth. So they go out and help people to do this. And I have also many friends who goes about giving tuition to people, free of charge. Now the difference between volunteers and the opposite of it is people who are paid. I mean, they are paid, they are professional, they are paid also. So volunteers normally don't get paid. So they just do it voluntarily. Now, many of the people actually take voluntarily as a form of internship. So like when you are in the university, you need to get some experience. So here is the people who are trying to provide you the kind of experience. So in a way, you said you volunteer, but also it's a form of an internship whereby you get to learn. So it's a good kind of a training as well for the people. And as Dr. Tan said, it is a form of self-actualization. For those people who have the time and money and so forth to give back to society. But before you do that, make sure that your family is taken care of. Make sure that your job is being taken care of. So these are the things that a person should not neglect.
Thank you, Mr. Stephen Nah. We always ask this question to our guests. So for our final question, we would like to know, what is your inspiring message to the world?
Yeah. Actually, I'm an amateur photographer. And recently, I saw this particular posters. I think you might have seen. Like to have seen that thing. Right? As a photographer, we focus on what's important, and captured the good time, and develop from the negatives. And if things didn't work out, take another shot. So over my years, I took a lot of pictures. Unfortunately, I'm not able to share with you. But many of the pictures bring back a lot of sweet memories. So if you have time, take up photography. Then the last thing, which I like to share is remember the golden rule. Treat others as how you like to be treated. Okay? So if you can do that, actually the world will be a better, more beautiful and kinder place. So be kind, be humble, be nice, and smile. Okay?
Thank you, Mr. Stephen. Now you have a bag to show us. Yeah,
Yeah, I
could you
have
please
this.
show it to us?
This
What does
golden
it
rule.
say?
Remember this golden
Yes.
rule? This is given to me by Dr. Anwar Faisal, Dr. Sri Anwar Faisal. Treat others as you like to be treated. Okay? So simple.
Thank you so much for honoring us with your presence, sharing your words of wisdom, and inspiring the world with your story. And in honor of international recognition for your virtue in persistently serving and inspiring humanity with your noble deeds, World Humanitarian Drive would like to award you, Mr. Stephen Nah, with an Inspiring Humanitarian Award. Could you see it, Mr. Stephen Nah? So congratulations. And thank you so much for all your humanitarian works, and here's to many more. Congratulations, Mr. Stephen Nah, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated. Okay.
Thank you so much. And with that, we would like to share an inspiring quotation by Mr. Stephen Nah. And I wonder if it could work this time. Could you see it, Mr. Stephen Nah?
Yeah, I could.
Okay, could you please read it to us?
Okay. Peace is the ability to work with other people and is non-violent. Okay. Let's promote more caring, sharing, involvement of people in everyday activities. Get people together doing community work. And cultivate others in the golden rules. Do unto others what you want others to do unto you. Promote what is right and what is good. And be kind and smile. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Stephen Nah. That's a really inspiring quotation. And then we hope you enjoyed today's discussion with Mr. Stephen Nah, that it motivated you to get into the spirit of volunteering to help make this world a better place. Here on Inspiring Millions Show, we present you with brilliant people from around the world. So feel free to connect with them on social media, and together, let's make a difference in the world. If today's discussion inspired you, please like it, share it, send us a comment. Do share with us your takeaways from today. Follow us on our social media accounts. Click subscribe on our YouTube channel, WHD Media. Visit our WHD website, www.whd.org.uk, for more inspiring events. Everyone stay safe and healthy. These are times we should strengthen our bodies, minds, emotions, and our faith. Please remember to have compassion, be kind to yourself, others, and our planet. To our frontliners, we salute you. We thank you for your hard work, sacrifices, and dedication to humanity. WHD would like to greet all those celebrating their birthdays and those celebrating their special milestones this week. Happy celebrations. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. On behalf of WHD team, especially those working behind the scenes, WHD Chairman Dr. Abdul Basit Saeed, WHD Director of Global Operations, Ms. Sarah Wilson, WHD's 12 Honorable Secretary Generals, we thank you, our virtual audience from around the world, for joining us and supporting our show. This has been World Humanitarian Drive's Inspiring Millions Show. I'm Viva Andrada O'Flynn. Please join us again next Friday. We will have a discussion with Mike Faculty, Father Christmas at Henley Santa, as we inspire the world here on Inspiring Millions Show.
Thank you.